Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game Day Picks. I'm Tony Tier from TonyPicks.com with you here on Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, doing live free picks for today's action. So make sure you guys like and subscribe and set those notifications. We like you guys live with us. So you can join us in the chat room and, of course, get the best numbers if you're carrying your picks with ours. And we agree, well, that's usually a play I know for a lot of people. So you may want to do that as well. Also, I'll let you know about our promo code. You can save 20% off all premium pick packages. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access our page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, get signed up. Always love to hear from you guys. Post your picks in the comments. And, of course, reminder of our website, Tony'sPicks.com. We are a multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers. Get signed up to our long-term passes. You'll see some of our great cappers up there right now, like Mindy, who's been on absolute fire. Morning Steam Crew, doing great. Hope you're catching the shows Saturday through Thursday there with their consensus plays. We track those. They're doing great. As Nick as well, doing well. Collins is producing past great 7 days. So is Daniel, Ben as well. Click the links, get signed up to our long-term passes. You'll see our premium picks there in the center of the page. Best bets. Each capper can release a best bet per sport per day. Check them out right there. Our $15 premium play is promotional. Each capper can designate one of their plays from their card as a $15 premium pick. Then there's their service to new to existing customers. 3 packs offer great value, so go right ahead and check them out right there. And also our pick ticker. If you prefer, you may purchase the picks a la carte on our pick ticker with team versus team information. All right, let's get this one underway. With us today, we have Ramon Scott and Mindy Hahn. All right, let's get game day picks underway. Let's welcome in Mindy Hahn. You'll find her over at Tony'sPicks.com, where she's been hitting the leaderboard. She's been on absolute fire. Bring her in right now. Mindy, how's everything going today?
I'm doing well. I'm rooting for these Blue Jays tonight, but only by say 1 point or so.
By 1 point tonight, right. Okay, we'll see how Creighton does tonight. Tough against Seton Hall. Can play the defense, has trouble shooting, but that home court, those home courts sometimes can really be a factor in these games. And, Creighton's had trouble shooting threes on the road this year. So we'll see how that goes. That's been, especially in the conference, season. We go to Fox tonight, late night. We'll see if you're up at this hour. Fox, no, probably not. We saw those pictures on Discord. We were wondering. 10:30 night.
Are you going to even get up in the morning or what? I could barely watch LeBron break the record, and then I was like, all right, I'm going to bed.
There you go. That's right.
So I was kind of surprised when the Lakers only lost by 3 when I woke up. I was like, oh, they kind of made a game of it.
That was the most important game of the season. This was their most important game of the season. They're 13th in the conference. People, on other shows, people think they're a shoo-in to make the playoffs. Hey, dude, didn't you see what happened last year? All right, didn't you see what happened last year? You're 13th. You're only ahead of San Antonio and Houston in the Western Conference. This is the most important game of the season here, because this is one of the teams you got to pass here. And it was a bad showing. And again, I don't know. I'm happy for LeBron, but upset at the Lakers team, coaching staff, not preparing the supporting staff.
Look like they wanted to be there much. That's
it was horrible coaching job, because they didn't stress the importance of this game. This is somebody you're trying to pass for the playoffs. And again, they just think, oh, we're the Lakers, we're going to catch them. Doesn't work that way. These guys are younger than you are, brother, and they're more hungry than you are as well. So I was I'm just disgusted with this Lakers team here last couple of years.
Yeah, LeBron looked tired like me. He looked tired out there.
Oh yeah, it's off my back now. But at that point, I know there was some issues here with Westbrook and Ham had a big chewing out there. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Westbrook being upset. Hey, dude, we got to win a game. Who cares about this record? Which that's what it looked like to me. And that's right. I don't blame Westbrook in that spot, because you got to win this game. This is his ex team he's playing too. You don't want OKC taking a playoff spot away from you. That would be really embarrassing, wouldn't it? Yes, but anyway, Lakers. We know the Lakers are better than the Spurs and the Rockets. That's what they are right now. They're just better than those two. That's it. That's what the numbers say. Parcells says you are what your record says you are, right? That's who they are.
That is true.
That's who you are. All right. We go to the Mountain West tonight, a conference that usually gets a lot of teams in. I don't know whether they're deserved or not, because I like to see a lot of Mountain West teams in the tournament, because you like to bet against them, because you usually get out right away. They're in and out. Right away. But anyway, late night, Fox 1 has Wyoming here hosting UNLV. UNLV laying 3, total 146.
Yeah, so this is going to be the last of the two meetings here this season, with UNLV winning and covering last time out, 86-72, when they were favored by 5. The Rebels have a record of 15-8 this season, 4-2 on the road. Wyoming, on the other hand, a little bit underwater, 7-15 and 6-4 at home. UNLV here. They've obviously had a hard time with Fresno State because they've just been swept pretty bad by them this season in their last game, and then, in 4 games previous year. But Wyoming actually took out Fresno State. And then UNLV, though, they went ahead and took out Colorado State, while Wyoming got beat up pretty bad there in that one. Or I guess it was, more like losing in a low scorer. But one of those, wasn't really eventful, that outing between Wyoming and Colorado State here. So I'm kind of going to go back to UNLV. They are better statistically here than this Wyoming team. But it's one of those that it kind of has mixed reviews, right? Because the home team usually always wins this matchup, and I mean by win and covering the spread. But I think that one's going to change tonight here. I'm going to look for UNLV here to cover this one. It's one of those that I kind of was taking a look at more of maybe some of the advanced stats in this one. It's one of those that sometimes the advanced stats don't mean too much, right? So they may only give you a 10% edge here or a 47% edge in this one. But if I take a look at the assist to turnover ratio, this one here, the Rebels are sitting at 83rd in the nation compared to 226th for Wyoming. So basically what that means is you're making a whole lot more baskets and you're committing a whole lot less turnovers, which leads to success because you're not, giving those other squads free points. And that's kind of what I'm looking at here today. I think something like that, just being able to control the ball, hold on to it a little bit more, I think that's going to give UNLV here the edge and break that cycle of the home team winning. I think they're going to be able to cover, this small spread here by 3. Wyoming is also, 300th at shot attempts this season. So, that either means that they're really efficient, right? And they just put it through the hoop, or it's that, they just have to shoot a lot because they're not so good here as well. And Wyoming has been basically a team here that's lost by an average of 6 points at home. So I think this one here, they're going to be able to be within that margin of error here, and UNLV will take it -3. That's where I'm going today, Tony.
UNLV -3 in this one. Yeah, you mentioned Wyoming not getting the shot attempts. It's hard to make the shot attempts when you make turnovers, and they have a lot of turnovers, and they don't get a lot of offensive rebounds, so those second shot opportunities are not happening. They're third worst in the Mountain West in those two categories. And of course, horrible at the free throw line at 66%. These are conference numbers I read out here,
right.
And at this point. But one thing with UNLV is, of course, when you're looking at a road team and they're laying points, I always find it's harder for these road teams to shoot the basketball, right? You always look at these numbers. They're always a huge variance, right, in shooting percentages. But not UNLV. UNLV on the road this year has been a really good shooting team this season here at 48% and 39% from 3.
Yeah, and look at what they've been averaging on the road, right? 77 points a game. And then if you look at Wyoming, they're giving up 77 points a game here as well. I mean, so to me, that looks like we're going to have, a pretty secure, UNLV team with probably not a lot of variance, from that. And actually, if you take a look at that first game, right, they even went out more and won that one 86-72. I think Wyoming, they're decent scorers. And, UNLV, they're not totally great on defense. But again, that's why I think it's going to come down to those little things of not making those mistakes. I have this one modeled, I go through a couple different models. I have this one basically pretty much the same within 3 to 5 points. Again, if I talk about a variance of Wyoming being underwater 6 points, I think that kind of, really secures the deal here for me as well. And then again, looking at some trends, the favorite is 5-1 in the last 6 meetings here also. So we got UNLV team here, better stats, better, assist to turnover ratio, better shooting. I think that they kind of really meet the guidelines of pulling this one out here today to really break that streak of the home team usually winning and covering. Because that's really the only thing that's kind of holding me up a little bit from this one, probably being a premium here, is that little bit of, unknown there. But I do think with all of the other factors, this is going to be one that UNLV will get today.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. If he gets there, the Wyoming issue also too is they give up over 38% from three against conference foes. So UNLV should be getting some good looks there at the basket here, no doubt. UNLV laying 3 here against Wyoming. This one to have a start time here of 10:30 Eastern time. Fox Sports 1 will televise. All right, Mindy, let's take a look over at TonySpace.com. Put the numbers up there. We updated them. Now, I knew I forgot something. We had a long discussion before the show. But I knew I forgot something. We got the numbers straight now here. 2866 for 2023 from Mindy. She's been an absolute fire here for this season, for this year, I should say, and all sports combined. It has been pounded, showing great profit this year in college hoops, NHL, NBA, NFL. Doing great work, and those are all the sports in action right now, right? winning good for the past 3 days. You can verify that over at Mindy's handicapper page. Over when you go to TonySpace.com, you'll see all this. I'm just reading what I'm seeing here, right? This is all documented. All right, Mindy, what do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, so I, looked at everything here this morning before we had the morning steam show, and I put some plays in early on. So I had I had 4 plays in the NBA in that time. I went ahead and added 1 after the show. I had some line movement in my favor. Then I had 3 plays for college basketball, but as I had mentioned, I hadn't gone through my efficiency section to look at some totals. So I wound up getting 4 more plays there today. So I added a few additional packages. So it may look maybe a little bit redundant, but this way you're going to be able to have everything covered. So for the NBA, I have a 3-pack in there, and then I have a 5-pack, and it's going to be the same thing. I have 2 3-packs. One's going to be just spreads. The other one's going to be mostly totals. And then I also did a guaranteed best bet as well. So I think you can find a little bit of everything that you're looking for today. If you just want to go ahead and bet some totals, got that for you. If you just want to take a look at some sides, have that covered for you as well. No plays in the NHL today on the ice. There was only 2 games. I gave out my best bets or my best picks on the show. No premium plays here for me today, but you can go ahead and get my leans if you take a look at the replay on the show, or just type in those games and the morning steam, and you'll get that out there as well. But I think, we're starting to head into like a really good time for sports, right? We're going to have, March Madness coming up. We have the Super Bowl. Then we're getting really close to Major League Baseball. So it's a good time, I think, to get something a little bit longer term. Tony talked about, maybe getting something like a month-long pass. As you can see, my record is kind of speaks for itself right now. I feel like you should have some confidence in me by now as one of the handicappers here on this site, that you can go ahead and buy one of my packages and be sure to get some profit out of that in a month's time or so. So yeah, check that out and make sure you use the promo code TonyT at checkout as well.
That's right. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off. Of course, when you access Mindy's page, apply it here right now. Of course, Mindy today on the board, she does have a 5-pack where she mixes up sports here, NHL, NBA, and college basketball into a 5-pack, also 3-pack for college hoops. Best bets here, NHL, best bets, college hoops, best bets, NBA right there. So a lot of action from Mindy today here on a Wednesday here over at TonySpace.com. As Mindy has mentioned, instead of buying all these plays individually, the way Mindy's running right now is we'll flash those numbers up again. Look at this for the year. Okay, the way Mindy's running right now, you ought to just go ahead and get that 1-month all sports pass. Get all of Mindy's premium plays for 30 days. That would include all of her NBA, all her NHL, college basketball. This will take you right to the end of all major conference regular season, and you'll also get some of the minor conferences as they finish, like in end of February, and they start their conference tournament. So some conference action there in the tournament action with that 30-day all sports pass, as well as the Super Bowl pick. Super Bowls come up here on Sunday. Mindy has a premium play ready to roll there for the Chiefs and the Eagles here. So
I guess you can give it away.
Well, she'll have it there on the site. We'll see where she rolls with it. Could be a total, could be an ATS, could be money line. Maybe she likes to. We'll never know. You'll see. Maybe both. Well, we'll see
Yeah.
we'll see how it rolls.
Well, I have to pick out one on the morning's team, so I have
That's
to
right.
make out my mind of which one I want to play, right? Because
That's
I
right.
do like both. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have both at once. Perhaps Ramon will agree, right?
That's right. Perhaps we'll see how that rolls. So get on board with Mindy. That 1 month pass is a great way to roll. All of Mindy's premium plays for a month. You've seen she's been on fire here on the site. Of course, use the promo code here, Tony T at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. We'll do the math on this one. You'll save $66. You can access Mindy's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, and then you will land right on Mindy's page here, and go ahead and you'll see the great records she's put together. It's all fully documented here. Second party handles all the grading for us. We pay for the line service. We pay for the scores. We pay for the grading. So you can see it. Everything's up there, up on the site. You scroll down, you can verify every play. Every play is documented on the site, and you can go through and see the entire history of plays here at Tony'sPicks.com. And of course, here as you see, it's a pick ticker. Now, when some of these packages break, what happens is they're sold. Every pick is sold individually, so you can also pick and choose the games you want to buy there on the pick ticker. So that's another option there for you too, as well as purchasing them on the pick ticker. So keep an eye there. And of course, that promo code works as well. You see the orange there. That means profit guarantee, that they must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That's profit guarantee on the 1 day passes. The long-term passes are not profit guaranteed because there's already a significant reduction in price, and you can apply the promo code like that 1 month pass. The way Mindy's rolling, that's the way to go. Get the 1 month pass right now and use that promo code to save that $66. All right, Mindy, we also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks. Mindy, that morning steam show rolling again here. I know we got tomorrow, then your day off Friday, and then of course the show runs Saturday through Thursday, and of course we've got also pick there on Twitter.
Yeah, so you can find another pick today in college basketball on Twitter at Tony's Picks Mindy. So make sure you check that out and then go ahead and do a follow and maybe a retweet. And of course, make sure you click on the notification so you never miss a play from, any of us cappers at Tony's Picks. And then also make sure you catch me and Ramon in the early AM, 8 a.m. Central Time, every Saturday through Thursday, where we cover the full card of plays for the NHL and NBA, and of course this last game here for the Super Bowl. Otherwise, we do select, usually about 5 to 10 additional games for college basketball, and we're always looking for your input of which games you would like. We usually try to go ahead and set a schedule with the games a little bit later in the evening, and those that are pretty exciting and on TV, so we'll give you some action to be in while you're watching. So yeah, make sure you join us on Discord, because you could go ahead then and put in the game you'd like for us to cover. Otherwise, we do games by request, which we had another one this morning with the SMU game. So you'll always find a little bit of something that you like on the Morning Steam. It's a fun place to be. We have the Morning Steam chat room. They come with their stats, their ideas, their plays for the day, their locks. And what we do, Ramon and I, is we go through the games and we get information from the chat, our information. I start out with a pick, the chat chimes in, and then it's, whether Ramon is agreeing with me on the fence or maybe not. So he has to make the final decision on if we have consensus plays. And if we have consensus plays, then we repackage those for the website for sale. And then also we get additional input from Ramon. He has access to some fun line services, and he goes ahead and gives us team plays as well, because that way we always want to make sure that you do your due diligence. We're helping you as a whole to beat Vegas as a community here, and with that additional information, maybe it's plays you want to get on right now or wait for better lines, but we do the best that we can to be the first show on in the morning to get you all of the information that you need for the day. So make sure you catch us again tomorrow. Don't miss out.
That's right. Don't miss out. Of course, check us out right on this. And I'm going to put the link up there, which I forgot to do. But our Discord, follow us on. Join our Discord. A lot of great sports betting discussions there on our Discord, and I'm going to make sure I go ahead and get that up there. I saw a lot of content up there that was posted today, so you'll see it updated right there. It's pretty much like I always like to call it, like a private message for a board on steroids. I remember some of those old school message boards that we used to see back in the day. It's a little bit more different now. It creates it's a lot more Let me just put it this way: it's faster, right? You don't have to deal with these older servers that you have with those message forms. But this one is really, really nice and easy to navigate. A lot of content up there. A lot of updates here on some of the injury news as well. A lot of the community. You see Butterscotch in there. Badass Dan in there. Ron Hahn in there a lot. There's just Blake you'll see in there as well. Just some of the regulars that join us here on the chat room. A lot of them have joined. Latifa was in there. I know I talked to Latifa there on our afternoon show yesterday. People were asking Latifa. I guess she made some time for the afternoon show yesterday. I know, Mindy, you were in another universe at that time, but celebrating. Okay, celebrating.
Another universe. Goodness.
Not yet. That would have been too early. That would have been too early in the day, wouldn't it?
Right. It was only 3 when I had, or 3 my time. So, right. That would put me at real early on yours. 1 p.m.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It took me until, at least like 10 o'clock. So.
Oh, that was all right. That wasn't so bad. All right, guys. So I got the link up there to the Discord.
My sister can't be trusted. She's a terrible bartender.
Oh boy. There you go.
I mean, terrible in a good way.
That's right. Helping out. Happy birthday to Tiffany there. If you guys check it out in Discord, some nice photos up there. A lot of great content, so go ahead and click the link. And, of course, get signed up for Mindy's 1-month All Sports Pass. She has been hammering the books here, so get on board. All right, Mindy, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great evening, afternoon. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
I will. Go Jays. We'll see you.
There you go, Jays. Mindy Hahn here on Game Day Picks. All right, guys, we're here on Game Day Picks Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe. Set those notifications. Be live with us. Get the plays in real time so you can get the best number. All right, let's continue on here on the show. Blake chiming in here in the chat room as well. Shout out to him. Shout out to Butterscotch and to Walk This Way as well. Regulars you find on here on the show. Let's continue on here on Game Day Picks. Let's go ahead and welcome in Ramon Scott. You'll find him over at Tony'sPicks.com. Bring him in right now. Ramon, what's happening?
Well, somewhere in all that conversation, I heard a dig at the Mountain West Conference, and maybe it was on their 2-12 tournament record over the last 7 years, but I'm not sure that that's what that was.
Yeah, well, I was rooting for them to get into the tournament. I was hoping we get like maybe 4 or 5 teams in there, if you know what I mean.
Easy pickings.
Oh yes, easy pickings. Ramon knows, he's lived it. Except San Diego State, they have been one of the exceptions to those numbers. They have had more success than I think any team in that conference of late. But anyway, tonight we go to AAC action as South Florida here will host Memphis. Memphis here 6.5-point favorites, total 156.
Yeah, that was 2-12 straight up for the Mountain West in the NCAA tournament over the last 7 years. Doesn't look like they'll be able to improve on that this year. Let's take a look. Go to the AAC with Memphis and South Florida. Decent matchup. Memphis still in position near the top at 7-3. Got some work to do. Probably won't win the regular season conference title, but they're probably going to the tournament for sure. 17-6 record. They've won 5 of their last 6. They're off a loss. They lost in overtime to Tulane, despite a pretty strong performance by Kendrick Davis. But Memphis ended up losing one there to fall to 7-3 in conference. South Florida, they're just 3-7 in the AAC. They've lost 7 of their last 10. So how will this one go tonight? 6.5-point spread total, pretty high here at now approaching 157. I've got a high tempo predicted for these two teams. Memphis is 14-9 to the over this season, including 7-3 on the road to the over against teams that play sub-500 basketball at home, such as South Florida. South Florida, meanwhile, is 11-1 to the over as an underdog this season, 17-4 to the over in their last 21 games. They're also 12-1 to the over off of a straight-up win, which South Florida is off of right now. And also South Florida 7-0 to the over versus teams that play above a 600 overall winning percentage. So I think I've got this one going over. Pretty good situation for South Florida as an underdog. They are 10-2 against the spread as a dog. Memphis coming in, averaging 80 points a game. They're also averaging 80 points against South Florida over the last 3 meetings. They'll have to step it up a little bit in order to get this one over that total you see there, 156. Like I said, this one's crept up now to 157 and almost across the board. They played back on December 29th in Memphis, and it was 93-86. Tigers winning in that one in a pretty high-scoring game. Kendrick Davis had a big night in that one with 24 points. 5 Tigers scored in double figures. Davis averages 21 points a game. He'll be expected to contribute in this one. South Florida was actually playing very well in that game that Memphis beat them, but they collapsed late. Still got some nice scores. You got the three-point shooter in Tyler Harris, averaging 17 a game. Russell Tashiwa, he's a 61% field goal shooter from the inside. Chaplin can also score pretty well. They are third in the conference in three-point field goal percentage. Meanwhile, Memphis is third in CAA play in effective field goal AAC play in effective field goal percentage. I think more importantly, however, is that Memphis is one of the top teams in the country for number of possessions per game. And in conference play, of course, it stepped up even a little more. But interestingly, South Florida, which really ranks maybe top 100 in possessions per game, but over the last 3 games, nationwide, they've moved up to 13th in possessions per game, not total, but just over everyone's last 3 games. South Florida uptick big time in their tempo over the last couple of games. So I think the fact that Memphis shoots 53% from 2, they'll be able to score as well. Got a guy like DeAndre Williams averaging 16 a game, 53% from the field for Memphis. I've got this one as another wild one, Tony. They combined for nearly 180 last time, and I think they can get to at least 160 here in South Florida. Memphis and South Florida go over 156, probably 157 now across the board from the books.
All right, well, it says go over in this one. Memphis, a team that's shooting the ball very well right now. Over their past 5 games in the conference, I think I saw it was about 50%. So they're hitting their shots. And, of course, South Florida shooting better than they have in recent seasons here. Over the past 5, they are shooting about 46% over in 4 of their past 5. Important games here, Ramon, here for Memphis down the stretch. Remember, this is a team that kind of complained about their seeding last year. They wanted a little bit more respect when it comes to the NCAA tournament. I guess in the AAC, we would need to see like teams like Wichita State, SMU, Tulsa definitely have been kind of disappointments, kind of bringing down the conference a little bit. That if they would have got that win at Alabama, that would have really helped Memphis out. I don't think they're going to give them credit for a 3-point loss on the road, losing to St. Louis and losing to Seton Hall. But this is the Memphis team with Hardaway that wants a little bit more respect when it comes down to seeding in the tournament.
Yeah, nobody's going to catch Houston at this point, but even Houston has some of their, I don't know, they have a great record, but once they get in the tournament, you got to wonder which Houston team. I'm not saying they're inconsistent at all with that incredible record that they have, but the 2 losses they have, were surprises. So I don't know how the conference will be treated, but it does run pretty deep there at the top with teams that I think are going to make the tournament. So I don't think they have much to complain about. Considering, some like don't lose in overtime to Tulane, but that's college basketball, I guess, and that's going to happen. Memphis should take care of business here tonight, but like I said, South Florida 10-2 against the spread as a dog. I don't necessarily say Memphis will lose this game outright to a South Florida team that is sub 500, but maybe covering that number may be a little bit of a stretch for them. Right now, South Florida is definitely the team that might have the advantage there getting the number, but that's just because I think defensively is the way I'm looking at this one. Memphis, not much of a care to turn it up defensively to get these wins. They're much more happy to play at that tempo. That's why they're number 10, number 13, somewhere in there in the nation in number of possessions per 48
Yeah,
minutes.
that's based on recruiting. They basically get good recruits. You can outplay, out athletic everybody. You have the talent. Don't hold the ball. The more possessions, the more favorable it is that you'll win more possessions and lose and score in those. And that's one of the reasons why when you got a team like Memphis on the recruiting there, they are going to run fast to take advantage of their quality of play. Memphis USF over 156. This one have a start time here of 7 Eastern time. This one is on ESPN Plus. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at TonySpicks.com for today's action. Of course, today we've got NBA up there on the board as well as college hoops. Just a game here in NHL as well. What do you have going on over at the site?
Right now, I have 9 games up for basketball today, 6 in college. One of the packages goes off with the early games. There are 3 select games in that early slate. I zeroed in on 3 games there, and I got it for $30. My college basketball early start 3-pack, and then I've got another 3-pack of games that starts an hour later with those starts at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, and 4 Pacific with another college basketball 3-pack, 6 plays total. So why not pick up my 3-day all sports pass and get all the plays for tonight, including my 3-pack in the NBA tonight. I've got 3 plays on the professional basketball action tonight in the NBA. So we're locked in with 9 plays so far. Looking for more, certainly. See what happens. Late breaking information, but that's the way we're going with it. 6 plays right now in college ball, 3 in the pros, and try to keep another winning day going. 4-2 yesterday here on the site. Just keep going with winners here at TonySpicks.com. Don't forget, use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off those premium pick packages, or save 20% off of the 3-day, off of the 7-day. That'll take you through the Super Bowl. Tony will tell you. And, well, maybe Super Bowl picks are a dime a dozen, but you're going to get mine, certainly one of them. Like Mindy said, we'll have one probably on the show, and then one more locked in the premiums. Got to be involved on Super Bowl Sunday here this week with Mindy's Chiefs against the Eagles. Looking forward to that.
Oh, yes.
Get here soon enough. Yeah. Just another party, I guess, for Mindy with all those winners she's bringing in. Tough to spend all that money when you're winning left and right now. Tony, look at that 30-day leaderboard, the damage that Mindy's been doing on there. Just want to shout her out again. Can't thank her enough for the contributions on our show, but she's really been crushing it right now over the last 30 days. Got that number up near 3.5, 4 dimes again over the last 30 days with consistent work. Too. It's not just 10-1, 5-5, 10-1, 5. It's just more like a grinding win. Just 7-3, 6-2, 5-1. She just keeps crushing right now. So making us look good on the morning steam, Tony. No doubt about it. So we'll have more action this week. You mentioned also MMA. You've showed the numbers as well. Took down 2 of 3 last week with our UFC card, and also scored in Bellator. So we'll have more MMA action this week as they go down under. They're going to Perth for this week's MMA card. Aussies and New Zealanders kind of highlighting the action this week, even though it's in Australia. It'll be in the daytime there, so it'll come to you in the evening here in the United States on Saturday night, Sunday in Australia, but the card will be Saturday for the UFC 284 in Perth, Australia. This Saturday night will be in action here the night before the Super Bowl at TonySpicks.com.
That's right, guys. Got aboard with Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. Great results in MMA. College hoops the last 30 days showing great profit as well. So get on board right now with Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. Action today, as he mentioned, on the hardwood. NBA 3-pack from Wednesday. Also a 3-pack early start here from College Hoops. So get on board with that right now. Showing great results here in college basketball. Those are his plays for today, as well as a Wednesday extra board 3-pack up there. So lots of action from Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. Now, instead of buying all these plays individually, they may opt for a longer term pass. The weekly All Sports Pass will get you all of Ramon's premium plays for 7 days. And that includes all of his college hoops, NBA, NHL, and of course, his Super Bowl play is part of that 7-day All Sports Pass. Of course, remember that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off. You get access to Ramon's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, and you'll land right on his page. And also included there are any late Steam plays. That's only available on the long-term passes. The plays that you buy there in yellow will include all late Steam releases. And what that means is that the handicappers get their plays in about 11 a.m. Eastern time for the members, and then we allow the cappers to post plays late, and they may be able to post plays between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time. And those plays are emailed directly to the members. So if you get those long-term passes, Ramon sees something he likes late, now the cappers, we've had this feature for some time, the cappers are able to have those plays emailed directly to their customers, directly to the email you used when you set up your members account at Tony'sPicks.com. So that's a great feature on the long-term passes, because a lot of times cappers will find, especially this time of the year when there's so many volume of games, once you've got your plays in, maybe you've seen something else for personal betting, you see something you like, boom. Well, now you can offer that to the customers. Long-term subscribers take full advantage of that, and with the late Steam. And of course, that you'll have a 5-minute exclusive window there, because after 5 minutes, then it goes onto the pick ticker for sold individually there, and it will be flagged in green as a late Steam. So keep an eye on that. All right, Ramon. Also, we put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon. Also, that morning Steam show, another great show today, is you cover every pro game on the card, and then you do a handful of the colleges up there. And of course, on the Discord, everybody can go in there and give their request there for the plays that you like them to cover, covered there on the call from college.
Mostly important on a Saturday, I would think. With so many games to cover, we want to take your suggestions. So head on over to the Discord and put in those suggestions, for Saturday too. We got one more show tomorrow to close out our week of Morning Steam. Another week concluded here with Tony's Picks YouTube channel, our show, The Morning Steam. We had a record-setting week for views once again this week. And, of course, all credit goes to the Midwest's premier sports handicapper, Mindy Hahn, keeping us going with winners each week. Man, if you combine her numbers and our Morning Steam numbers, pretty darn good, I would say. Tony, tonight my pick on Tony's Picks Ramon on Twitter is going to come to you in the game between Cal Baptist and Utah Valley. So pick that one up at Tony's Picks Ramon. Follow that account on Twitter. You're going to get another play every weekday for sure, and sometimes on the weekends as well. More free winners coming to you from Ramon Scott. Also, don't forget, I have embedded videos right here on the Tony'sPicks.com website. I've got my sponsor video today, and I've got a play there coming to you in the game between Utah Tech and Seattle. So pick up another free winner. It's only available on Tony'sPicks.com, embedded in the site, and also my leaderboard video, which you can find on the Tony'sPicks.com YouTube channel when I preview all of the handicappers and how they did over the last 24 hours and how they're doing over the last 30 days, 7 days. Talk about it right there. You see that big number that Mindy's got up there, 37, 38 over the last 30 days, and that's for someone just playing $100 units. And boy, when you're that hot, and you're bound to step it up. My play today on the leaderboard show, if you will, is coming to you in the game between Furman and VMI. So
Ramon
check
Scott
that out on the Tony'sPicks.com YouTube channel. I hear me out there, and no problem. Pick up that winner today, Furman versus VMI, on that leaderboard video right there that you see there for today's games. And I'll talk about all the handicappers and all their hot streaks. All of our plays are documented. No one can challenge. There's another site. Other sites do kind of the same thing that we do, and I respect those sites that do the best effort possible to track the plays similar to what we do. There are a lot that don't. You kind of know the ones that do, and they got good cappers, they got fine cappers, but I respect those that track their numbers like this, like we do here, using a third-party source at Tony'sPicks.com. We just enter the picks, and they get graded like they were bets. So when you see that number there, that's all legitimate. Profit right there with those numbers. Look at and hats off to our newest capper, Joshua, who started off with a 6-1-1. Tony, nice job.
Nice job. Hope to get him on video soon. Here, Joshua Pope there with some great numbers there as well. A lot of the cappers there, Tim, doing great as well. So get on board here with Ramon. Of course, you can find him here on the leaderboard, a video here when you hit the Premium Picks tab, or, of course, the homepage with the sponsored video. So extra content there for Ramon with those picks here at Tony'sPicks.com. And, of course, check him out on Twitter, Tony's Picks Ramon. And, of course, over on the Discord where he moderates on the Discord where the I don't want to say confrontation, but the conversation continues over on our Discord. So check it out right there. You can see a lot of interaction there with a lot of Mindy in there as well. Ramon, we're still trying to figure out how to get that interaction with that late steam. It seems the late steam goes in there and there's not a whole lot of talks. We want to stimulate the conversation a little bit more with some of these posts there, but you can see there, Mindy there getting in there as well. A lot of Butterscotch, Badass in there, TJ. You see a lot of the regulars in there with a lot of content in there, information there as well, injury reports. A lot of folks there liking to show off their prop plays as well. We don't cover a lot of props. We don't document the prop plays on our site yet. I say yet, but a lot of cappers like to give out their prop plays on the site as well. Maybe see a lot of the Super Bowl props in there. I'm pretty sure you'll find plenty of them here as we head to the Super Bowl. So make sure you become a Discord member. Just click the link you see there in the chat. On the top, I have it pinned up there, and that will get you into our private message form. Basically, Discord is pretty much a message form on steroids, is what I like to call it there. A lot more features, more stable, much more stable, more secure than those old school message forms. But we like it here. It's very fast up there, fast uploading, a lot of feature packed there. So guys, go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you show. Continue that success here, and we'll talk with you again here tomorrow.
Thanks, Tony. See you then.
We got Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks. Guys, we're with you here on Game Day Picks Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. We like you guys here live with us. So you get to interact here in the chat room. And, of course, also get the plays in real time here when you subscribe. All right, let's continue on here on the show. It's now time for my play. Let's bring it up here. There'll be a TV game coming up this afternoon today. And we'll go ahead and get the information for you here. We'll go into Colonial today here as we got Hofstra taking on Northeastern. This one at 6 Eastern time. And on this one, I'm going to be going over the total here, over the total of 142 here and a half between Hofstra and Northeastern. Looking at this one here, Hofstra 17-18, pretty good in the CAA at 10-2. The prior tops in offensive efficiency in the conference. A good shooting team from three. Listen to this, 59% shooting inside in the conference. And of course, they're not defending inside well. They're giving up almost 58% shooting around the hole themselves. So it's issues there defensively. Of course, Northeastern have some issues turnovers wise, but they do shoot the ball well from three at 38%. And they are giving up 37% from three-point distance. The Pride, they shoot well on the road, 48%, 36% from three. But these are teams that are trending over. Huskies lost 4 or 5 at home. But again, both teams are trending to the over here. So we'll go over here. Hofstra, Northeastern, over total of 142.5. And this kind of stats kind of support the fact that these teams can shoot. Some issues here defensively in the interior. So we'll go over total here of 142.5 between Hofstra and Northeastern. Nathan Cerna chime in. He likes the Pride of the first half. So appreciate that contribution there from Nathan Cerna. You can also catch many of our chat contributors. Find them in the Discord where the conversation will continue there in our Discord. Of course, Nathan coming in with the Pride first half. Westmoreland, Kedra wants to know about Utah RL. We'll see what she thinks about that. I did not look at that game. Utah. I don't know if someone can help me out with that. Utah tonight, right? I think they're in action against Minnesota, and I was personally on my free pick video. I was leaning the underdog in there. I'm just not a big fan of this Utah Jazz team, and of course Minnesota getting embarrassed yesterday. I think you may see a different team here tonight in the back-to-back spot. I think Utah were they about 4.5, 5 at last check. We're seeing 5.5 right now. That's a little too much for me to go with Utah. I would look at that. I would look at the underdog in that one with Utah and Minnesota. All right, let's continue on here on Game Day Picks. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. Butterscotch says San Diego State is his lock tonight. Good luck with Butterscotch with this play up there. You can catch Butterscotch in our Discord as well. You can catch Blake in there as well, Nathan and everybody there. Hope to see Kedra in there. Be sure to Kedra, go ahead and Kedra, go ahead and click the link there in the Discord and become a member and join in the conversation there about some of the plays in there as well. All right, let's go ahead and let's do the recap for today. We had Mindy on UNLV laying the 3 against Wyoming. Ramon was on Memphis, South Florida over 156. I'll be on Hofstra, Northeastern over 142.5. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition of Game Day Picks. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow here live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers here from Tony'sPicks.com. They'll go out their plays here for you here in the for the games on Thursday. So make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications. Be live with us. Join us in the chat and get the plays in real time to get the best numbers. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from today. We're going to wave goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening. We'll talk with you again here tomorrow on Game Day Picks.